Hey kids, welcome back to Worth the Spin. I'm your host as usual, Just Jack. Sorry, doing a little adjustment there. Dealing with this Gemini thing on my phone, whatever that is. It's overriding all my choices, we'll say. All right, hey, hope everybody's had a good week. Hope you've had a nice, peaceful time. I had an opening there, but I lost it. All right, hey, so I have had a request to go through my Ringo and Paul and George albums, which I planned to have done. I just hadn't gotten around to it because I keep getting sidetracked. I'm kind of like a cat with a silver ball. What? Sorry, I thought I saw one for a minute there. Anyway, what was I saying? Oh well. Anyway, yeah. So we're gonna take a look at my Ringo albums today. So Ringo is I don't want to speak for anybody, but a lot of people I talk to at shops and stuff are not a fan of Ringo. Usually, if I ask, hey, you have any odd Ringo Starr albums in the back or something like that, they're like, no, I don't usually take Ringo in. Doesn't really sell. Not a fan of Ringo. Somebody brings them in a collection, I'll put them out there. But yeah, I'm not really actively buying Ringo Starr albums. Disappointing to hear because I think Ringo's great. Personally, I mean, I've always have loved Ringo's solo stuff. So maybe it's just me. I don't know. I'm a fan of the Beatles, together or separately. And I love pretty much 95%, 8% of what they do. So 99% of what they do. So if they're a band or not, and that's being a fan is I think you just accept that sometimes it's not going to be perfect. It is what it is, as they say. So anyway, whatever. I like Ringo. I enjoy his music. And so we're going to take a look at my collection of Ringo albums. I don't have everything. And we'll take a look at them. And I'll just kind of throw in my 2 cents. It's basically what I got in my pocket today is 2 cents. So that's what we're dealing with. All right, first up, we're going to look at this. Sentimental Journey, released April 24th of 1970. So the origins of this album is pretty much Ringo's mom wanted some music that she could relate to. So Ringo did a bunch of the old swooners, as they would call them, and that his mom liked. So, yeah, here's the back of the cover. And I like this album, and I'm not a big Frank Sinatra fan and all that stuff, but I do like good music, and a lot of this stuff I think is really good music. And, I mean, I would listen to some of this if it was done by the original artist. Some of it probably not, Bye Bye Blackbird, but I listened to it since Ringo did it, but when I listened to it, if it was originally done by somebody, probably not so much. So it's all taste, So that's the back cover. So let's take a quick. Still learning to talk. It's hard. Let's take a look at the label. As your standard Apple label, there's the front side, and there is the back side. So yeah, I like this album a lot. I think it's really good, and there's not too many Ringo albums I don't care for. So maybe dust off some of your Ringo albums, or if you don't really have many other than the typical standards that people get. Maybe you should get a few of them. I'm just saying. I think he does really good music, and that is my opinion, and my opinion only for whatever that's worth. All right, next up, this is the reissue. I don't think it's really a remaster. I think it's more just a straight repress of Sentimental Journey, and this was on his website. This is one of 4 albums that were RingoStarr.com exclusives, and it's the same. So this is the same as the original. I like when they do that. I think that's the best way to redo albums. You don't have to redo the art like some of them do, and redo the inside. Just release it. This is exactly the way it was released. If it's a plain entered, which this is, because that's what was in the original version of this album. It's just plain. So just release it just the way it was, because I like it that way. That's all you got in the original, so this is all you're getting in here. So I like that. You don't have to have a ton of extras with it, especially if it's going to jack up the price. I don't need a new book saying, here's the history of the album. It'd be nice. A little pamphlet maybe to hand here and say, just a one-page gig. Here's the history of this album or whatever. You don't have anything fancy and exuberant or whatever on there. But, I like when they do the original packaging, just the way it was released. I think that, to me, that's good. So this is a cream or something. I forget. There's different colors for all this colored vinyl stuff that's going on around in the world. And as we know, I'm not a fan of colored vinyl. The closest I can get, it's usually clear. Though I've seen some colored vinyl that's like, ooh, that's really cool. But for the most part, yeah, I'm not really a big fan of the colored vinyl thing. So, but those were exclusive on RingoStar.com. I know Ringo sold out really quick. And I think maybe Buku's of Blues, Buku's of Blues sold out right after that, I think. Not too long later. Because I have a real bad warp issue with my records. And I'm like, hey, you know, I hate to complain, but a lot of warp. I mean, a lot of warp. And it wasn't just the same on one record. You flip it over and it's even worse on some of them. You know, and for what they cost, I kind of like to have them non-warped or as less warped as possible. So they did send me new ones, so I can't complain. I appreciate that. But half of those were warped too. So I just right there, I gave up because I think I've said this before. I went through this with Mind Games. It was warped pretty bad. You know, my needle's doing this, and you know, I have a, you know, it's an expensive needle, and I don't want to ruin it. And I said, hey, here's what's going on. They sent me another one free of charge, which is cool. So, you know, let me know about sending the other one back. They said, keep it, do whatever you want with it. So I just set it aside. One they sent me was warped. I said, thinking, wow, this is more warped than the last one. Really not trying to be a, you know, pain, but so they sent me another one. It was warped. So I stopped after that because I have 3 copies of Mind Games. Two of them are warped, and I don't want one on this. So I wound up taking the other 2 just Goodwill, because if I take them somewhere, these guys know me at these shops, and I give it to them, and they'll say, hey, this is pretty warped, by the way. Then they're going to sell it to somebody, they're going to bring it back, and they're going to be, hey, the record you gave me is pretty warped, dude. That's, you know. And if I say, hey, this is pretty warped, I'm probably going to get a buck for it. So anyway, so we move on to Buku's of Blues, which is one of my top favorite Ringo albums. My favorite country album by Ringo. It's your inside cover. And this is, get the record out of the way. This is your back cover. Ringo does a lot of gatefold covers. For someone who didn't sell a lot of records, it's a little surprising that Apple would do so many gatefolds, but whatever, because gatefolds are more expensive. That's your A side, and that's your B side. And this was released in September 28th, 1970. And yeah, but I don't have a problem with gatefolds. It's just a lot of times you're not really getting a lot of gatefolds. You don't seem to get much in the gatefold, so it's kind of like, I don't know, just takes up extra space. And me, I got to buy these special double protectors, and you know, there's nothing in there that's all that exciting. This has the lyrics in it, which is cool, and you have some pictures in the studio, which is neat. But most of them that I see are just pretty much, you know, just really nothing in there. Ringo, for the most part. I mean, you got the booklet that's in there, which is cool. But, you know, so this is the repress of it. Again, this is from the RingoStore.com website. Exact same thing. I'm not going to go through it all. This is the exact same thing as what was, you know, is the original release. And this one has a, I don't know, baby blue or something colored vinyl to it. That's kind of cool. But, yeah, if the price is jacked up for the colored vinyl, it's not really worth it to me. And we'll move on to Good Night Vienna. There you go. This is November 18th of 74. And I like this album too. And this is the back. And this has the shrink on it still, which is pretty cool. And we're going to take a look at the record. So this is around when we started doing the custom labels, which are really cool. I'm a fan of that. So this is your A side. I keep turning you guys. Sorry about that, man. You must be getting seasick. I don't know what's going on today. Left to my own devices. This is what happens. There's your B side. So let's see if I can gently not move the camera. It's harder. Seems pretty simple. You look at like Beetle Dave and Beetle Dustino and Matthew Street and people like that, and they make these really good quality videos. Like, how hard can it be? You do it, and do your mean. You try to imitate that. You find out. Here's your repress or whatever. It's the same. So it's the same gig. The thing that's cool about, now this is cool. So this is colored vinyl too, and it's splatter whatever. So you look at it, and it's kind of you turn it like that, it looks kind of gray. But you go like that, it's just natural dark blue, purplish, whatever. So if I hold it up to the light, which I can't replicate on here because I did this video before and it didn't work. So I'm not going to turn it anymore, and I've turned it, it doesn't work. But it's kind of right there, the edge you can kind of see now. It's kind of brownish, and you can like kind of see through it with all the funky groove things, see, that are in it. And it looks really kind of cool that way. So this one I'm a fan of. I like this kind of colored vinyl when you get this kind of stuff, because I think that's kind of cool. And again, this was another of the RingoStar.com exclusives. And then the last one that they offered on there was, and this is my original pressing, by the way. It's October 31st of 73, and this is Ringo. And this was the one that sold out the quickest. Surprise, surprise. And this is your gatefold, and there again, that's you know, not offering much there, but whatever. And this is your back cover. So I don't mind gatefolds when they are artsy or, you know, something kind of cool in there. That's just regular, you know, whatever. It's not that great. Get another custom label, which I love this one. The front and the back. And so I love that. It's really cool. And this is a great album. And one of the facts is that you have all Beatles on here. Not together, but still, you know, they were at that point to where they could work with one another enough that, you know, they're all like, yeah, I'll do it. And, you know, they all come on here and help write songs and backing vocals and stuff like that. And I think that's really great. I think it's probably one of the reasons that's the biggest selling of his albums myself. Again, it's the last of the RingoStar.com. Exact same thing in this as it was with that. This is, again, colored vinyl. And this is kind of a red. There was different names. And if you look on RingoStar.com, it's probably on there. There you go. This one's kind of cool. And if you look on there, then it tells you. But I'm not a real big fan of it. I think the reason I'm not is because I'm also a fan of Taylor Swift. And she does so damn many variants. You can't afford it. You can't afford to keep up with it. And it's not like different songs added on there. It's the same stuff. It's just a different color vinyl. And people go crazy and they buy these all up in 10 seconds. And then they're like $100 albums. And it's just ridiculous. Blast from Your Past is our greatest hits from November of 75. And this has the, show you the back. This has a red Apple label, which I thought was really cool. And you can see it has it there too. So I thought that was really cool. And it looks like this came from Tape Record and Tape Gallery for $2.99. Must have been resale because it doesn't have shrink on it. And I didn't pay no $2.99 for this. I think I got this off the internet. Off of Evil Bay. And this is your record. Hey, it's black vinyl. It's got this cool red apple. And it's a full apple on the other side. It'd been cool had the apple been sliced in half. I would have liked that. That would have been pretty cool. But no, I'm alright with the full apple too. I know originally it was kind of planned that every Beatle would have their own colored apple. And then it became a thing. So they're like, yeah, just screw it. We'll go with the green. All right, so we switch labels. Ringo switches labels a lot. So, and I'll butcher this because most people do. This is Ringo's Redo Grover, whatever. I might be right on that, but I doubt it. And this is from September 27th of 76. And that's your front cover, which is kind of cool. The little, we all had those, a lot of us did as kids, and they came out of Cracker Jack. That's pretty cool, man. And this is the gatefold too, and this here is this kind of, so everybody who worked on the album, it's okay. It's not that great of a insight. I mean, I don't care. You want to do a gatefold, do it. But if it adds to the final cost of the album, then, you know, stop doing them. That's the back, which I think is really cool. And I got all the writing there on the door, the Abbey Road door. I think that's pretty sharp. I like that, but I like goofy things. And we are on the Atlantic label. And we stay on there, I believe, for a couple albums. There you go. And I like this album a lot. We're getting into the period that a lot of people are like, he just doesn't do anything good or musical or whatever. And personally, I love Ringo's stuff, especially in the later 70s. I just love it. Early 80s. I love what he did. Sorry. So this is a fantastic, I think fantastic songs on here, man. Dose of Rock and Roll. Hey Baby, Pure Gold. That was written by Paul Cryan. I love these songs. I think these are very good songs. And I think they should be taken for what they are. Sure, they're not Beatleistic songs. You know, they're Ringo Starr's solo songs. and I like them. I enjoy that album a lot. I've listened to it a lot over my lifetime as a Beatle fan. And yeah, I think it's a fantastic album. I really do. But, you know, everybody their own taste. All right, now we move up to the 77 September, and this is Ringo the Fourth. This is one that originally I really hated this album. I did not like this album whatsoever. I thought that this was a pretty bad record. But over time, and you know, I listened to it a few times, and like, I just don't care for this album, and I don't care for these songs. And then I stopped listening to it, and like maybe, I don't know, 6, 8 years later, I said, you know what? Never listened to this record. I need to listen to it and listen to it again. I'm like, man, why don't I like this? This is a good album. So I like the stuff that's on here. So I don't know. At first, it didn't grab me, and that's what I'm saying. Maybe you should re-listen to some of his stuff, you know. But I love it. Drowning in the Sea of Love is great. Gave It All Up's a pretty good song. I like that. Can She Do It Like She Dances? That's really good. Sneaking Alley Through the Sally. You gotta love that. Everybody's done that song. That's just kind of a standard, it seems. But yeah, it's good stuff, man. I like it. You know, and we're still on the Atlantic label. Nothing much to see here, so we'll just kind of speed through a little bit. And this is my repress, whatever. This I got, I don't know, a couple years ago. And it is on a orange colored vinyl. And that's the only difference to that. And there was a run of these, and I didn't get them. This was like orange and blue. And then they also did Ringo the Fourth, which was like an orange and blue, I think. And I didn't get that at all, and I wish I had. And I think Retro Grover, whatever you call it, I think that was another one that was a colored vinyl. Same thing. I think it was orange and blue, something like that. And I didn't get that, and I wish I had now, because I don't see them. But if I do come across them, I am going to pick them up and have the more, you know, enhanced, better sound quality of them, whatever. This is Bad Boy, and this is one that I love, and I have to admit I've never seen a special that's attached to this. I tried to YouTube it once, and it's a bad quality copy, so I'm like, nah. So we move up to, I think it's Portel label with this album, and I love this album. And you know, Who Needs a Heart, Bad Boy, Lipstick Traces on a Cigarette, Where Do Our Love Go, that's an old Supreme song, man. You know, Monkey See, Monkey Do, man, I love that. A Man Like Me, really good. I think this is a good album. I really enjoyed this album. And yeah, I think just listen to it for what it is. Don't be listening to it for, you know, with a little help from my friends and, you know, Sergeant Pepper type stuff in it. Listen to it for what it is, you know, and just listen to the music. Just kind of close your eyes and forget it's Ringo, and, you know, maybe you still won't like it. I don't know. What do I know? I'm not a music critic. But, yeah, so I like it, but that's me. All right, so we move up to the Boardwalk label now. And with the old Stop and Smell the Roses. I remember when he was on TV promoting this album. And I like this album a lot. I think this is a really good one. You know, but that, again, that is my opinion. And this is from October of 81. And I like it. So, I think it's really good. I love Stop and Smell the Roses. Wreck My Brain. What else we got on here that's really good? Dead Giveaway. Sure to Fall. That's, to me, an old standard. Everybody does that. Attention. This got good songs on there. I like it. I really enjoyed that album. And this is the Record Store Day exclusive of it that came out. And there's some of the hype sticker in case you want to read it. And they turned it into a 2-album one with some bonus material. And that's what they should have done with those other ones that they did. I personally think it was sold a little bit better. And but that's me. So your color, your vinyl here is different on both of them. So let's take a look. This is kind of cool too. I kind of like this, kind of a cream, you know, the red and cream kind of thing. I kind of like that. That's pretty cool. I like that one. And then your other one, we won't take it out, is kind of red with this like weird peacock tail type pattern. My best guess to describe it in it. So yeah, this is another album that I really like. I enjoy this album, and I like the bonus material. I apologize. Okay, and then we're still on the Boardwalk label, and this is another Record Store Day exclusive, and this is Bad Boy. And yes, it's colored vinyl, as you can see from the front. And I used to have the original version of this one in my original collection. I had to get rid of them all. And people always say that this was a Canadian-only release. You cannot get this in America. And damn it, when this album first came out, I bought it at Peaches Records and Tapes in Baldwin, Missouri. I bought it there. I walked in. It was on the damn shelf. Big stack of them. Advertising Ringo's new album. I bought it. So to say it was not available in America is just wrong. It's just wrong. And I may have a lot of memory issues on a lot of things. I will admit that. And but dang it, I'm telling you, I bought this record the day it came out because I was always, every week, I got paid. I went up and got the new week's releases. And I got this one when it first came out. And dang it, it was sold in America. So you can say whatever you want, but you're wrong and I'm right. And I don't do that a lot, but dang it, I know I'm right. All right, so anyway, let's move up on this. And I think this is like 92 or something. I forget when this one came out. And it's not a favorite. It's Ringo. I just want to be Santa Claus. Don't we all, Ringo? But we can't be. And this is the back. And I'm not really crazy about this album. I'm not a big Christmas song kind of guy. And, yeah, so I'm not crazy about these either. At your label, sorry, I didn't show that. All right, nothing exciting there. Move along, people. And now we move up to the first of our EPs. I do have one missing in the EPs because originally when I got them, it came out, I got them on CD because I couldn't find them on vinyl. And they started coming out on vinyl, so I traded off the CDs. I thought, well, I'm going to get it. And I never found the other one, so I'm missing one of the EPs on vinyl, but I'll track it down eventually. I know it's online, but I don't want to get it online if I don't have to, but I'll track it down eventually. So, anyway, this is Zoom In. It's because we were at the Zoom In stage because of COVID, and so that's why we have that title. And in case you haven't seen the back of this, oddly enough, some people have not seen Ringo's EPs, which personally find that to be odd, but that's just me. And we have jumped to Universal Music here with this release. I forget what Let's Be Santa Claus was on, but whatever. This is your front side, it's your back side. Not your back side, it's the record's back side. But yeah, this is good. I like the EPs are good. They don't have great songs on them. So, but I like them, but they're not something I listen to a lot. I've listened to them all a couple of times, and that's pretty much it. So we move up to Ringo EP3. This was the third of his EPs, and then I said I don't have the second one, I'm afraid. And this would be your back cover. Would look like that. And I'm not going to take it out because I'm being lazy. That's your label. So yeah, the EPs are good. I'm just not a big fan of them. And this would be our fourth EP. Rewind forward. And a little thingy, the record sleeve coming out. So yeah, there you go. Yeah, no, just not a big fan of them. And this would be your vinyl. Alrighty, now we get towards the end, guys. In case you're wondering, this is another Record Store Day release. This is Black and White Marvel, which is kind of cool. And this is a Crooked Boy. It's a Crooked Boy EP. And these songs are pretty good. Not great, but they're pretty good. And this is the backside. So being able to say, that I am a Ringo fan. I love Ringo's music. Now we get into the 2000s. I'm not such a fan of a lot of his material. He's done a lot of all-star band releases. I haven't picked all those up. I got one here I think that I picked up not too long ago. But I'm just not a fan of it. I love the all-star band thing, but I want to buy an album that he has written and he sings on that is him. Not so much, that all these other people are on. Not that I don't enjoy most of those other people. It's just, my preference, that's all. But if I find them used at a reasonable price, I'll pick them up. But they're kind of hard to find, honestly. This is the first side of this EP. And the second side of this EP. And I like these songs. They're pretty good. It's, I don't know, not a favorite of mine, this album. And this is the actual official. Oh, that's not it. Okay, that was it. It was just that. Sorry, I got lost there. All right, so now we move on to our next country album, which, even though I've said I'm such a fan, I really love his music, but I'm not that crazy about the EPs. I'm really not crazy about this one. This is Ringo's latest country album, and I am not crazy about this whatsoever. I just do not like this album. Why, I don't know. I can't put my finger on it, but I am not a fan of this album. I know T-Bone came in and did all these things and tweaked stuff and made it great so that, you know, he's got a #1 album again. And that's great. That's really, really awesome. I am just not. I've tried and tried and tried. And I've listened to this, why I say that. I'll listen to it 3 times. I'm just not a fan of this album. So, unfortunately, I'm glad enough people are that have made it #1 for him. That's your label. It's the same on the other side. But I am, unfortunately, I don't know. Maybe I've grown tired of Ringo's solo work. I don't know. But yeah, starting with the EPs, it's just kind of not that great. There's stuff in the 90s that was CD only that I have that I should have got it on CDs only, or that I am missing. And like 2012 and what is so many other ones? There's so many others and I can't think of their names, but I'm not crazy about those either. So it seems like once Ringo got out of the 80s, his music didn't seem to appeal to me that much anymore. Why, I don't know. But yeah, I'm not quite the fan. All right, so this here is Ringo Rama. This is the deluxe edition. Came off the website, and I seen it right after I had gotten the other colored vinyls off of the website. Not having this one, it was kind of a must-have for me. And I do like this album here. This is a pretty good album. It's a 2-record set. This is your back cover. I like this kind of U2-ish look that he's got going on here. Whatever he's doing is soaking. And so both records are the same, so I'm just going to show one. But again, you have colored vinyl, and this is your colored vinyl. It's kind of a cherry, I guess. I don't know. I'll say cherry. So this is good. I like this album. It was really good. I don't remember hearing it the first time when it came out on CD. I'm sure I did, but I don't remember it. We're on Friday Music here with this release. And you go on there, they have a couple of albums you can get because some of the stuff's really hard to get. They have this and they have something else. I forget what it is. But this is a really good album. I like it. I enjoyed it. It was too pricey, but I went for it anyway. And I do enjoy it. It is really good. So if they continue to do more of his other stuff from the 90s that's still like CD only and not on vinyl, I probably won't get it. Depends on price. Being not a big fan of the 90s stuff, it's going to depend on the price. That record there was, I forget, but it was kind of like way too expensive for what it is. But that's just the age we're in. You know, people complain about prices on vinyl. And, you know, the thing is it was soaring. Vinyl was soaring there for a while. And it was outselling everything else. And so naturally, they're going to go up on them. And, you know, the tariffs come along. Now it's even more on there. If you don't buy a record, you have the tariff charge. And if you want to buy it from somebody online from overseas, it's even more because of the tariff thing. So it kind of helps, I think, with the decline of it being like the most bought way to listen to music to now. I think it's dropping because of I think it's the price and stuff is what I think, and the tariffs. That doesn't help any. So there you go. That's my Ringo Starr collection. That's the albums I have. And we'll take a look here in a minute at the next video. We'll take a look at the 45s I have. I don't have a lot of 45s by him, but I do have a few. So the ones I have we'll look at. And there you go. That's it. That's my Ringo collection for you who asked. There you go. And I will be doing Paul and George. Paul asked because Paul is so extensive. It's going to take a little while to do. So there you have it. There you go. Hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, hey, Fancy Graphics are back. Give it a thumbs up, please. Yeah, they're here. Subscribe if you'd like to continue following me in my videos and what I rant about or discuss about or whatever. Then, you know, subscribe. You'll know when I have new content up because it's not always as frequent as what it's been lately. So, but yeah, subscribe if you don't mind. Thumbs up, be awesome. And I hope you enjoy this video. Hope you enjoy any videos I do going forward. And if you're bored, hey, I have lots of videos that I've done already. You can go back and take a look at those, and I hope you enjoy those. So that's all I got for you. So take care. It's cold out there. It is in my state. Stay bundled up and warm if it is where you are. Spread a little love out there today because there's not enough love going on in the world. And do one good deed if you don't mind. If you don't mind, you don't have to. Just one good deed for somebody today, no matter what it is, how small it is or how large it is. Sometimes the tiniest things become the hugest things to somebody else. So if you could do that, it would be awesome. Other than that, I'll see you next time. And next time we will be looking at my Ringo Star 45s. So take care. Have a good day. And thanks a lot for watching. I appreciate every one of you.